Hello everyone, I'm Jacob, the Community Manager with Paradox Studio Black. Today we'll be reading the words of Jason Cantillini, one of the game designers on Crusader Kings 3, as he gives us a first look at our upcoming event pack, Coronations. As you hear these very words, you might, by claim of blood or by right of conquest, be happily nesting in a Crusader Kings 3 throne. Perhaps you're just about to become king, just about to plop one of our lovingly rendered crowns on your most worthy head. Congratulations! That's one heck of a moment to celebrate. Enter the coronation activity. This first, and very likely most iconic, sacral moment of kingship is the centerpiece of our laser-focused new event pack. Our fans have long yearned to see this ceremony realized in digital cathedrals, and this video will hopefully give you a sense of the kingly activity to come. With this event pack, we tried something a little different from the formula employed in Wandering Nobles, Wards and Wardens, and Friend and Foes, where these prior event packs scattered little tasty flavor treats throughout the game. Coronations is instead one single, discrete bundle of highly visible and mechanically impactful content. You won't have to search it out. This DLC presents itself to you in fanfare and anticipation the moment you die, or, well, the moment you graduate to kingship. Either one works. So, yes, this event pack is focused squarely on the beginning of a new reign, on your initial years as a sovereign. They're often dramatic years, aren't they? With claimants, factions, new friends, counselors and rivals, new goals to set, and new boundaries to gaze upon. Your ruler's coronation won't take place in isolation from these fresh horrors and newfound delights. Our intent is that the activity helps them situate themselves into their new position properly. It should highlight your new foes and help you identify the sources of your new character's strength. By holding a coronation, you might hope to, without the strain of war, address the teething problems of new rule that we all know well, factions, claimants, among others. This might end, however, in your coronation being a venue for your humiliation and, potentially, even deposition. Such a debacle would require a few significant political miscalculations on your part, however. Conversely, if your succession is smooth as butter on warm toast, then coronations become a fine exercise in patting yourself on the back. A beloved, highly capable ruler has every right to pull through with fresh modifiers, currencies, and incentives in hand. A soon-to-come developer diary will dig deeper into the mechanics of the coronation activity and the oaths on offer. What we present to you now is simply a top-level overview. Coronations are a new activity type available to kings and emperors. They are accompanied by a new realm law, which states whether your ruler is crowned or uncrowned. While uncrowned, you suffer opinion and legitimacy malices. The only way to become crowned is to host a coronation. Both the activity itself and these new laws are DLC-only content and will not affect players who don't own this event pack. You may only host a coronation when first becoming a king or an emperor. Thus, a coronation host must either be a new heir succeeding to the throne or a ruler who has just increased their title tier. The majority of sovereigns in Crusader Kings 3 will only ever hold one coronation, but this DLC strongly incentivizes everyone, king tier and above, to host a coronation of their own. The coronation activity brings together courtiers, vassals, and neighboring rulers to witness the creation of a new sovereign, to socialize, and to politic frenetically in the shadows. Equipped with an array of intents for hosts and attending characters, and with a wide range of events, Coronation is a relatively reliable source of legitimacy, opinion, and prestige for the host, but can be employed towards many other ends as well. Mechanically, the Coronation activity focuses on replayability, on reactivity to your current situation, and on agency for both the attendees and the host themselves. Through time and across space, coronation ceremonies tended to hit many of the same beats, to use many of the same ideas and phrases, but the context of their words were ever-changing, and we designed the activity with that mutability in mind. These moments weren't just ceremonial, they were also intrinsically political. Our guiding principle for coronation flavor was to create content that feels truly regal, truly historic. worthy of Charlemagne, Genghis Khan, and mighty Baldwin of the great and righteous Latin Empire. Indeed, because coronations can only be held by king and emperor tier rulers. If someone's disrespecting a host at their own coronation, that someone is going to have a damn good reason, and is very likely going to pay dearly for their poor manners. The main regional flavor focuses of this DLC are Christian and Western European. Therein are found the most widely recognized symbols of medieval coronation, and furthermore, the rites of coronation across Christendom, though varied in order and form, were honestly quite surprising to our design team in their relative uniformity. That's not to say there aren't triggered events and flavor for different faiths and government types, however. These are just a little harder to spot than our Orbis Crusader activity icon. As mentioned, coronations can either be an absolute cakewalk or a rough ride, based on the competence of your ruler, the wealth at your disposal, and the opinion of your attendees. Magnificence, the measure of a coronation's success, is the main metric we use to determine how troubled and unflattering your coronation is becoming, or how majestic and glorious. Magnificence is affected by the coronation setup, from the actions of the host, and the maneuvering of the most significant friendly and hostile attendees. All we'll say right now, you probably don't want to skip on the activity options. A king is made by the assent of the church, of his nobles, and, we suppose, the common people. Coronations aim to highlight all these relationships and give both host and guest the means to explore them. To aid in this, we have added a widget to the coronation activity interface to help you track the most powerful supporters and detractors at your coronation. While these groupings don't mean anything outside of the activity itself, they do have significant impact on its outcomes. Attendees may use their own activity intent to support the new sovereign, to undermine the coronation, or, most often, to push forward their own interests. Hosts, meanwhile, use intents mainly to focus on one group of attendees over another, and manage the members of that group. The coronation activity can be held as a regular old coronation or a more special type of coronation, an anointment. Only available to emperor tier rulers of appropriate faiths, anointment is a grander ceremony that features your head of faith as the crowning officiant. It must be held at a holy site of your faith, and has some additional requirements to weed out sinners and illegitimate sovereigns. Anointment offers additional bonuses, however, particularly where legitimacy and the opinion of others are concerned. Though we've said the body of this DLC is firmly rooted in the early reign of a ruler, its arms reach out across your ruler's years on the throne. During a coronation, you will be called upon to take an oath, a timed decision that is, in essence, an objective for your character's rule. Sometimes the transition from one player character to another can dull a player's sense of purpose and stagger the momentum of their campaign. Committing your new ruler to an oath sets you on a new path and may serve to get things rolling again. We'll have more information on oaths in a future dev diary. And that's all we have for this week's dev diary. As always, thank you for watching, and if you want to stay up to date on all things Crusader Kings 3, then please subscribe to this channel and like the video.